everybody, this is Dr. Carmen Bright. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. To all the new subscribers, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining this tribe. Thank you so much for being a part of the Rainbow Tribe from all parts of the country and the globe. And so thank you for joining me and finding something relevant that I have to say in reference to your recovery, to your education, to your process. And so today I just wanted to talk about the power of your recovery, or recovery, the power to recover. So, everything you do in life requires you making a choice. And the power is in your hands. The power is in your hands to heal. The power is in your hand is to overcome. The power is in your hands to overcome this abuse that you have suffered at the hands, maybe not just of one person, but, at the hands of many people, family members, bosses, loved ones, children, caretakers. Some of you have been through a lot of narcissist abuse, not just one-time narcissist abuse, but a lot of narcissist abuse throughout your life. And that's all all you know is abuse. And so you have to take in consideration that, and this is not for those that are just coming out of it because you're in a grieving process. And so your whole body is going through withdrawal symptoms because you love this person, and that's understandable. And so just like people who have lost a loved one, to death, disease, anything like that. Likewise, when you lose a family member, meaning through divorce, through separation, through breakup, you go through the grieving process. And we've talked about this in another video. You go through a grieving process. And so some of you are going through the grieving process. And so it's okay for you to grieve. Go look up the 7 stages of grief. It's okay to grieve. You guys are grieving. Some of you are grieving. But now some of you that are still stuck, you have to remember that narcissist abuse is very, very unique type of domestic violence. It is domestic violence, but it is done by an individual that has narcissistic personality disorder or the traits, because we can't say that they definitely have it, but they have the traits and the behavior patterns of a narcissist and or also what is called a malignant, meaning an antisocial personality disorder, formerly known as psychopath or sociopath. Dangerous individuals, but not all of them kill, but they're abusive. And so a lot of you are going through, this type of recovery, which is very different than the average domestic violence that you're accustomed to, and so that's why I think it's important to implement this into YWCA or domestic violence training, because this is a very unique type of domestic violence that requires a longer time to recover because you have become addicted to this individual. Now, for those of you that have been going through this for a while and you may be stuck in a particular portion of grief and recovery, or, a lot of times people, they can't let go of the trauma, the pain and the hurt. But if you keep turning, remember we were talking about thoughts before, if you continue to turn over the pain and keep thinking about what you've been through, you're not looking forward. You have to, your thoughts are powerful. Remember, go back and watch the one I did about thoughts. Your thoughts are very powerful. It's just like, this little bit inside of a horse's mouth. This thousands of pounds of horse, that has been broken and trained to be led by this little bit in his mouth or her mouth, back, right, left, stop, go, but this tiny little bit in this horse's mouth directs and guides this big, giant, thousands of pound animal. Well, your thoughts guide you as a navigation system in the direction that you want to go. If you want to be stuck in pain, these are the thoughts that you keep having. You're thinking about, how bad that this individual has done you, which they have, how bad you have been abused and your children have been abused, and they have, how much of the aftermath you are suffering, and you are. But it's time to make a decision. Where do you want to go? Do you want to stay where you are at? Or where is it that you want to go? You have to think yourself into where you want to go. You have to envision it in your head. Do you want to heal? If you want to heal, what are the steps you're going to have to take to heal? You want to rid yourself from the pain. You want this to stop. Well, education is the biggest thing I always emphasize. Get you psychoeducation, get you psychological education on this disorder. Some of you are following these YouTube videos. A lot of you are following these YouTube videos. These are psychological education on the individual. When you begin to get remember, they took a long time, or they've taken time to implement their what's the word I'm looking for? Diabolical thoughts and opinions about you. So you're living, go watch the Echo video, the ones about the echoes, but you are living off of the echoes of your past. You're living off of the echoes and the words of the abusers from the past. And so you're reliving life based off of what someone has told you that was negative. Now you have to change your thoughts. What do I need to do? What can I do with this? Yes, I was hurt, but you can't stay like that forever. That's why you meet people that are bitter and they're angry and they're sick and they're just unpleasant to be around. 9 times out of 10, they probably have a lot of pain they've never resolved because they keep turning it over in their heads. And as long as they turn it over in their heads, people trigger them. This person reminds me, you look like, you smell like, you this. That's post-traumatic stress, the triggers and flashbacks, But you have the power to change what you're thinking. So you have to begin to think recovery. Where do you want to go? Are you going to keep on? Because as long as you keep on turning over the pain and staying in the pain, you're never going to look forward into the future. Where is it that you're trying to go? Your children are hurt. My children have been abused. My children. Okay, so what do you want to do to implement it? Now, if you got adult kids, all you can do as a parent is for those of you that pray. For those of you to meditate, and connect them with mentors, connect them with peer counselors, connect them with counselors, someone that can assist them that may have been through what they've been through. Some of them are not going to go to counseling. You guys already know that. Some of them are not going to go through counseling. And so you have to find, a good support system, a destiny helper, a peer counselor, a supportive group, people that mentors that they may admire that will help them. So you have to start thinking, what can I do? I know the nature of my child. I know how they are. What, your mom or dad, we don't know nothing. Duh. So you have to find people that they may admire or they may have, that may have an influence on their lives to connect them with. And then you yourself, okay, you've been hurt. Yes, you have. I have been manipulated. Yes, you have. I have been wounded so deeply, and this is the worst pain I've ever been through. Absolutely. What is it going to take for you to get to the other side? What can you do with that pain? When a woman is in labor, and I was reading, I encourage you to go read Bishop T.D. Jakes' book. Is called, I don't have the book. I'll put it down in the link below. But he was saying that, when a woman is in labor, how can you just focus on the pain and then walk out the hospital and leave the baby in the hospital? Or how can you just focus on the pain without pushing the baby out? The pain is evidence of something about to be birthed, and so I know a lot of you like, well, what is this going to birth? Well, you guys have been following me for a long time, and look what my pain birthed for you guys. Look at the other coaches that have been through some of the exact same thing. Angie Atkinson talks about her experience. Sarah speaks. You have Associate Direct, who's a male who went through it. And Little Shaman. You have all these people that have experienced it, but look what their pain birthed. And I know I can hear you guys. I can hear you guys now, you critics. Well, what is that? What is the pain? Well, the pain is going to birth something. It's going to birth a book, a movie. It's going to birth, coaching, counseling. Some of you guys will become better counselors. What can you do with this pain? What can you birth out of this pain? You got to birth something, or are you going to walk around in pain all the time? What benefit is it of you to continue to wallow in the pain? Not being insensitive, but it has to get to a point where you have to make a decision. You have to change your thoughts. You have to decide, am I going to stay here or am I going to go there? Remember, I was talking about the thoughts. If you want to be skinny, you got to think skinny. Okay, some of you guys know that you're not, like I said before, you're not going to be skinny. You're not going to look like particular people. Don't make it an unrealistic thought that if you want to lose weight, you got to see yourself the size that you want to be. Okay, you want to be a size, whatever, or, okay, so what is that going to take? Because it requires work. Some people are hurt so bad, but they don't want to work toward their recovery because working toward their recovery is even more painful. It's as painful as being injured by the narcissist. And so the recovery work, think about it. You got in a car accident, you broke a limb, some people have broken bones, and then you go to the hospital with this broken bone and they have to re-break the bone and reset the bone. It'll make you think like, why did I even come in here to do this? This pain is worse than the original pain. Well, the secondary pain that you're experiencing is the pain of recovery. So yes, recovery is painful. Peeling an onion is painful in your life. You are the onion and peeling the layers of your life because you'll begin. That's why I emphasize counseling. You get the right counselor. And that's why I have the link under my YouTube. You go back to the YouTube, look underneath there is betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen. What you look for, don't look for people that specialize in narcissist abuse. I mean, you can, but what you put in there, because a lot of them, don't use that terminology. You look for a professional that emphasizes in trauma, that emphasizes in domestic violence, psychological, understands psychology. You can vet them. You can write down what you're looking for. You're looking for someone that specializes in trauma, that understands post-traumatic stress, that understands severe psychological abuse and domestic violence. When you give them those terminologies, they can work with you, But if you go, do you understand narcissist abuse? They're like, okay, I know that's a hot word, but I really don't understand the details. But then when you get a person that understands domestic violence and psychological abuse, you have someone, and just keep coming back to the videos. Do it simultaneously. That's like getting put on medication. It doesn't make sense to be put on psychotropic medication without counseling. So you're just medicating the pain and the emotional hurt, the symptomology, but you're not dealing with the root of the problem. But it all requires a change of thought. You have to think, where do I want to go from here? You have the power, and the definition of power is the ability to do or act, capability of doing, accomplishing something. And another definition is the ability to do something or act in a particular way. You have the power to change your destiny. You have the power to heal and to recover from this. Don't say you can't do it because you're looking at someone that did it. When you go to other people's videos, if they resonate with you, don't say you can't do it because they did it too. And so it's not impossible. Is the journey hard? Absolutely. Is it painful? Absolutely, because you're resetting some broken places. So remember, resetting a bone, you're resetting some broken places in your heart, which may stem back to childhood. You may have to address some childhood areas and open doors that were never closed, that were never healed. Some people have mom issues. Some people have daddy issues. Some people have been abandoned and rejected and abused, and you have a lot of history. And so it's not just from the abuse that you suffered with this individual, the abuse that you suffer with family members or loved ones in the past. How do I keep ending up? But see, you're thinking. That's why I encourage you, watch the videos. As you begin to watch the videos, you're really being reprogrammed from the way that you were programmed by the narcissistic abuser. So you're being reprogrammed. And to be reprogrammed, you're having that aha moment, that revelation, that epiphany, like, oh my gosh, I never thought about it. A lot of you put it in the comments, like, I never thought about it like this. I never, but that's letting me know you guys had the aha moment. So whatever thought that was that they interjected, that one thought now has changed because something else has been implemented in its place. And as you guys continue to watch videos, you're beginning to get empowered. You're beginning to feel strength. You're beginning to feel better about yourself, realizing it was never me. I got my own issues, but it was never me, not this dysfunctional, not this destructive. And some of you are still trying to rationalize in your mind, how can another person do something like that? Stop thinking with your mind. You'll never understand how a narcissist thinks because they don't think like us. They do not think rational like us. They do not think with empathy and compassion. They do not. They don't have the capacity to do it. Their whole thought is all about me. And how does it benefit me? Doesn't matter how nice they are to you. But you have to think, what am I getting ready to do with this pain? There are people out there that are waiting for you, not just to tell your story, but there are people waiting for you to do maybe what I'm doing. There are people waiting for you to encourage them, to talk to them. You can say something that I might not be able to say. Those of you that speak different languages, those of you that had different experiences, those of you in the LGBT community, you have direct experience with same-sex relationships. And so I do not. And so I don't understand it the way that you understand it, but you can bring it to the community different than the way that I bring it. It's basic information that I'm giving, but you have personal experience where you understand what you felt and how you felt. And so you can take that and you can work with that and help people. And people will do the same thing, like, wow, you really know what you're talking about. Yeah, because you went through the pain. You suffered. You went through the pain. At least you can do is help somebody, reach back and help somebody and pull them forward. And so hopefully this has helped a little bit. You do have the power to change. You have to make a choice. Am I going to stay in this pain, or am I going to make a choice to change? I have the power to change my destiny. I have the power. in choices. You have the power of choices. You've been manipulated, you have been beaten, you have been hurt, you have been destroyed on the inside, and in order for someone else to force control, power and control over you. But in all reality, you have power and control. A lot of you have a hard time saying no because it was always followed up with abuse and harassment and sleep deprivation and whatever else that goes along with it, because that is an abusive, almost a sadistic, like you're a prisoner of war or something, where you're being tortured, in order for them to force a decision out of you. But it wasn't a heartfelt decision. It was a forced decision, for someone to try to strip you of your power. But now you have the choice, because you have gone no contact. Those of you stop going back, go no contact, and as you go no contact, the fog will start lifting. The more you watch these videos and other videos of people that you enjoy listening to, it starts clearing that fog in your mind, and you can think. A lot of you have been following me since I first started, and you've emailed me and said you literally can feel the fog has lifted. You can actually think clear now, because you've gotten out of the smoky room with this narcissist, So hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully this has done, some justice for some of you guys that have to make a decision. What decision are you going to make? Yeah, it's just as hard as having to leave a narcissist, but this is good pain. Good pain, meaning that this pain that you experience is your evidence of recovering. And it is a painful journey, but it can happen. So don't say that I can't do it, because you're watching people on YouTube that did it too. And some people have been through even worse situations than yourself. And some of you have been through worse situations than them, but they did it. But you don't understand. You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. But hopefully this has helped. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you look down at the links underneath the YouTube channel. You can purchase my book, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. True stories about true people, real people, so you can see what narcissist looks like played out, instead of us just going through the educational part. But you can see it played out by different individuals in different socioeconomic statuses, how they were groomed as kids, what happened with their children, decisions they have to make, and real decisions that they were having, even of murder to get themselves out of the situation. People of high status, people that were well known, and the names have been changed. So when I say well known in their community and their careers, and and the embarrassment behind what they were going through. And so it is real stories of real people. It is a Christian-based book, meaning I provide Christian comfort, scripture and Christian comfort to give you encouragement. For those of you that are not believers or not Christians, take the principles out. A lot of you that are not believers have emailed me, say you really got something out of the book, and you went back and read it a couple of times because you found yourself in the book, and it was real situations of real people. And so thank you for the support. You can find the links below, Amazon and Barnes and Noble. You can get the Kindle ebook. You can get it in your hand. Also, for those of you that donate, some of you have been donating, and I am so appreciative. There we go, appreciative. And those of you that actually are donating $50 and above, I'm going to send you a signed book. So when you do $50 and above, I'm going to send you a signed book. Make sure you give me your name. Make sure you give me your address. And a phone number in there, and then I will do a signed book. Now, if you guys are ordering, if you guys are donating too quick, I have to get another set of orders in to get the books back out. But I will sign the book for you, and I will send you a book. For those of you that have been so sweet, to donate 50 and above, I will make sure I will send you a book along with that, with my sincerest gratitude. In it, I'll write something in there personally. Just make sure you got to give me your name and your address so I know where to send it and who I'm talking to. And so also, for those of you that are looking for counselors, BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen Bryant. No, it's not. I take it back. It's BetterHelp.com/Dr. Carmen. If you click on that link, for some of you guys can't afford coaching, and some of you guys that are struggling with insurances, it's a low fee, a monthly fee, but you can go in and look for licensed counselors that will do Skype, that will do telephonic counseling, that will also do FaceTime counseling with you, and this is worldwide. And so it doesn't matter where you are. Some of you guys are in the, back in the woods, back in the area, back in the rural. There we go. Areas. Some of you guys kind of cut off from civilization. Some of you guys are also in different countries. And so, click on the link, go check it out. Some of you guys have given me some really great reviews on the BetterHelp.com /Dr. Carmen to find you a counselor in your, in your area. They're licensed counselors, and look for those that are trauma professionals, those that understand domestic violence and psychological abuse and post-traumatic stress. Look for those type of counselors. Also, I have a Facebook page. I have two. One is my professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultants and Services, and then my second one is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse, which is my book. And there I also, whenever I have different speaking engagements that are not, they're related yet. Yeah, they're related too, but there are different speaking engagements that may not be totally clinical. I do put them on Overcoming Narcissist Abuse Facebook page so that you guys can see the other speaking engagements that I usually, or that I'm a part of when I do. And so just hit the like button as I do post on all of that. I do have social media, which is Instagram, Psychological Health. Then there's Twitter, Dr. Carmen Bryant 1, and I think that's about it. Yeah. So you guys join me. Thank you guys for your support, and I hope you guys have an awesome week and you guys go and be great.